Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're looking at AGIX. So within this we were previously talking about that potential to actually move up towards a 7844. We haven't really formed good structure to the upside here, so we need to discuss a couple of things here and what could be going on, as well as what we need to be looking out for and what needs to happen for this confirmation of a bigger move up here. So basically what we're looking for is that potential to be this is an A, B, and a C towards a 78 cent range, or potentially if it does develop into a bigger move towards this $1.21, we could be looking at a bigger five-wave structure here. We do need to be, however, careful because there is quite a choppy move here. It is still possible we don't have a completed fourth wave, and then we could be looking for lower prices. So we're going to discuss a couple of things within the structure here and what we could be looking at. So let's get into it. So I'm going to just go over some of the things we were discussing in the previous video. Basically, what we were talking about was that possibility of having a break to the upside. And we were looking for this potentially becoming a 1, 2, and then looking for this bigger third wave to the upside. This didn't materialize, and it looks like all that we actually had here was a three-wave move up. So basically, what I'm looking for now is the likelihood, because of how deep we've come here, is that this low is not going to hold at this 39.27. It is possible that it could hold, but it's looking very unlikely. And this move in itself is potentially looking like it is a move that is starting to extend out here. So we'll have to be careful with this. Basically, what I'm looking for is a potential to come down deeper within this area. So we're going to go over that now and talk about what we could be expecting here. For as long as we hold this low here of this 3870, there is still the potential we could have something like a triangle in this place. It would invalidate that potential of an impulse though, where basically we look at this whole move here as something like this, where we could have this move as a wave to the upside, and then we're forming some kind of a B wave triangle in here, and we'll look to see a C wave to the upside. So within this, what I'm looking out for is, if this is the case, potentially what we could see is something like this. We don't have enough touch points yet to confirm it, but we'd be looking at something like this: A, B, C, potentially D, and then E. Something like this to play out. The second we cross this low point of this 39.89, it would invalidate that possibility. And, we wouldn't be able to look at this idea of a triangle here anymore. And it would become actually more plausible then in that case that basically, we are forming something else in this area. But we need to keep an eye on this. If we see a three-wave move up here, followed by another three-wave move to the downside, we could actually look for a move to the upside after that point, which could look to take us up towards that 1-to-1. So I'm actually just going to go onto this low here. Let's change this target zone. So the 1-to-1 would actually be up here towards this 46, for this 46 cent range. So basically the problem is, if we do see something like this, it becomes less likely that this move is actually going to be looking to break to the upside any further than this, because of the fact that we would have had a triangle here. And that was typically a continuation. Because the move that came in was the move to the downside, we'd be looking for that continuation down. So basically within this, what we need to then talk about is that possibility that with this structure, we could be looking for something else playing out here. So what we were talking about is basically the potential of having an X wave here and looking for a Y wave to the downside. So that 1-to-1 target's actually lower here towards this 37.99 range. And basically what I'm looking at within this is the way we've come up here. Either this is a triangle, or we're just forming a bigger WXY here, where we could see a move like this play out to the downside. So we've actually come up and we got rejected off of that 0.618 like we were talking about. So now we need to see if we get another drop down here towards the zone of this 37.33 area. This would be a typical 1-to-1 area of this A wave here. Obviously, we can always look to extend out the Z wave 1-to-1 of the W wave would actually be down here towards 34.79. So this is going to be an interesting zone to see if we continue to hold this as support. This 0.0456, which we've already come into, all the way down towards this 33.15 region. So we can see these target areas here. golden pocket here, 3732 to 3649. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out on that zone if we do look to come back into this area. Would actually also be a retest of some of these lows here. Obviously, if we do retest this lower one here, that would be more towards the 0.786. If we start to lose 33,152, it becomes less likely we're going to see this continuation up in this C wave, and rather what we'd be looking out for would be then the possibility that within this structure, we have a bigger corrective pattern. So we're looking for this potential here that this is an A or a W, an X, and then, we're looking for a Y wave here. We also talked about that possibility that if we do break to the upside here and we form just a three-wave move, A, B, C, we need to be careful on the flat correction in this area, where this becomes an A wave, this becomes a B wave, and we could still see a move down to that fourth wave area that we were talking about. So the key thing here is this structure here in this zone of the 1395 to the sort of higher end of this 23 cent range. Basically, I've been anticipating a move down into this area. We haven't really got it. We did come close to it here, but I'm still expecting we could see continuation here and actually come back into both this channel and this structure here. So until we actually start to break out, we need to just be careful because we could actually just be forming bigger corrective structure here, even if we do look to push up to the upside. So say we come down and we break down one more time here for this move here, and then we look to push to the upside. This still wouldn't invalidate the idea of that bigger correction. Could see this A, B come back into this, possibly form something like a double top here, and then actually look to break down again and look to come back and test some of these lower areas. So the support zone for that wave 4 is basically this area here, this 1571 to this 3390. So we did come into it, but typically speaking, we do look for a deeper retracement into this 2197 to this 1571. But we'll have to see how this plays out. But really, until we actually have confirmation of that break to the upside, I am going to be continuing to monitor this move as a corrective structure to the downside. So like we were talking about, there is that potential that this could be a triangle to the upside, but the same way is possible that it could be a triangle in the opposite direction, where we look at this as A, B, C, D. So if we get one more three-wave move to the upside, which actually fails to break back above this 4522 and this zone here of this 4370, potentially what we could see is just a corrective structure as a triangle here, and then we look to break down one more time for this C wave. So that C wave 121 is also lower down here towards this 31, 34. Obviously, we've got some key zones here. If I just actually, this is no longer valid. Yeah, so that would just be a one-to-one to the downside. But basically, what I'd be looking for here is the possibility that we could start to get, a bigger move start to form out here. Where if we do complete a triangle here, we face rejection, break to the downside, we could see something like this. Potentially as a three-wave move, if this is going to be W, X, and Y, and then this could actually look to complete our move down. So yeah, we need to just be cautious with it. There is still potential for lower prices here. We do have the support zones. We are holding this support here at this 39.65 area. It is holding quite well, but we aren't really bouncing away from it. And because it's consolidating its support here, just being cautious. We could see something like this where we just the bounces away get smaller until eventually this level gives way, and then we'll have to see whether we find support towards these lows that we have in place here. If we fail to, I would be expecting a move potentially down into these zones here, or at least the bottom of this channel, towards directly below us. This would be that 23 cent region. So keep an eye on that. Could look to break down. So we just need to keep an eye on these moves as they develop. We'll try to keep you up to date, obviously, as best we can. But basically, that bullish breakout, we need to hold 33,152. We start to lose that, then this move starts to fall apart and it becomes less likely. There is always the potential that within this, we could just have something that is extending out as a bigger five-wave move here that just isn't making any sense yet. But really, the only way it would make sense is if we were to argue that we have a diagonal, but it's not looking great structure wise. So yeah, I mean, alternatively, potentially argue there's a 1 and 2 here. So we really need to get back above these zones of this 52.61. Otherwise, it could indicate further downside, and we could start to see something more bearish playing out, where we see a something like this, where basically we're looking for a fourth wave here and a fifth wave to the downside. This is still viable. If we do get this as a triangle, potentially this could facilitate this, where this fourth wave actually comes down lower here, and we get a fifth wave where we look at this as a one into there, two, one, two, three, four, five into here, a fourth, and then yeah, as a triangle it would work. It wouldn't really work as anything else, so gonna have to keep an eye on it. Basically, the target zone for this, if we are looking at this move as a potential uh, fourth wave, would really be towards the zone of this 38 to through 38.82 to this 36.99. The key thing here is, if we're going to develop a five-wave move down, possibly we are extending even within this. I mean, I'm just counting this way currently, but we could argue that, like I said, 1, 2 here, and then we're forming, additional structure, and we're going to look to break down much deeper. But basically, that would only get really a bigger confirmation if we are looking to extend down by a deeper move past this 27.90, 27.59 area. And then that could be the fact that we have 1, 2 here, and then we're starting to break down in a bigger five-way move. But at the moment, it's just sort of sloping sideways, so it's not my favorite interpretation, but we have been talking about this for a while, where we could potentially argue we have a flat correction in here, and then, this move is starting to build, and then we'll eventually break down for this bigger third wave towards this 1921 area. So keeping an eye on this. The structure it's okay, but yeah, I mean, the only way it works is if we have a triangle here. Otherwise, this fourth wave would have come too high here and would have intersected with this wave one. So the only way that this works is if we do have a triangle here, or alternatively that we are still actually within this third wave, and this is still extending out here. But yeah, we'll just have to see how we hold these key zones, and then see how we react, and we'll keep you up to date as best we can. So primarily looking for that. We still have that idea of the triangle here. If we do look to find support towards this lower range here, need to be looking out for the possibility of, a bigger triangle here, looking at something like this, A, B, looking for this to be a C wave. The only way it would work really is if we have that complex move here, where this becomes basically W, X, Y, X, and then Z, something like that, triple zigzag, sideways move down. We get a three-wave move up for this D wave, and then this E wave, and then we look to push up. So these are all viable options at the moment. I do think, however, it's looking more likely we're going to see another push to the downside, and we could potentially come back down into this lower support zone that we've been talking about for a while. Potentially coming back to this 37.24 to this 36.49 range. That would be an interesting zone for me. Would be coming back into this lower range of this box, this 1-to-1 here at this 34.79. This would also be an interesting area to see if we get a reaction. But really, for as long as we can't break back above these highs, and we continue to set lower lows, lower highs here on the short term, we need to just be careful that we don't start to extend out and becomes a bigger, corrective structure down to those more bearish options that we've talked about. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, there are affiliate links for both Primex BT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourself. Great exchanges, like I said. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel. We do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day. See you in the next one.